Have you ever stuck ozone gas up your butt? Well, I do, and I love it. I get tons of questions every day about our ozone machine that we developed at Crucial FOUR, and today I want to answer the most common questions that I get. The number one question we get is, what's the difference in your ozone machine and everyone else's? Well, there's a lots of differences. The number one thing that's different from our ozone machine and everybody else's is that we don't use ozone resistant material. You guys ever heard of water resistant watches? They're not waterproof, are they? Yeah, they are. No, they're not. Believe me, I know. When I was 3 years old, I got one and I completely destroyed it. Or stick it under the sink for a little bit. But you're not gonna be able to submerge that thing in water and it actually still work. Well, all ozone machines on the market use ozone resistant materials inside their ozone chambers, or the cells that actually make the ozone. Except for our ozone machine. And why? Well, for the exact analogy I just gave you. Because something that's resistant isn't proof. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. So again, the idea here is that we didn't want to use anything inside of our ozone cells that might get broken down by ozone. Because you know what? There's a lot we don't know. And putting something that's resistant inside an ozone machine just wasn't enough for me. I wasn't convinced. I didn't want to put that shit up my ass because I love putting ozone up my butt. But if I'm putting something else on my butt, that's a no-go. Sorry, not gonna happen. So we opted for 100% quartz glass. 100% quartz glass. Yes, I said it with a stutter kinda, and now I'm gonna say it clear. It's 100% quartz glass, which is 100% ozone proof. Or 100% resistant? Either way, there's no metals, there's no stone, because that's what everyone else uses. They either use ceramic or they use titanium in their ozone cells. And frankly, guys, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that that's safe. It might be okay for the first few uses, but what happens in 5 years? I don't know. A lot of research saying that the ceramic turns into aluminum and that the titanium can break down into the body. I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna tell you what we have done because you guys asked, what's the difference? That's the number one resistance. But for real, the number one difference is that we use 100% quartz glass inside of our ozone machines that actually generate the ozone, actual cells. We also use 2 ozone cells inside of our machine. A lot of machines don't do that. And that brings us to number 2, or just another difference. Yeah, the second difference. Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about now. So again, the second difference is that we use an ozone machine that has 2 ozone cells inside of it. Why is that even important? Well, it's important because we can actually produce more ranges of ozone output. What the heck? I mean, ozone strengths, ozone output. It's all the same thing. It allows you to do tons of different therapies. You know, our machine was actually developed for practitioners. And when you look on the market for machines that are comparable to ours, they cost anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. Holy shit, that's expensive. Yeah, I know. And you know what? All ozone machines are pretty expensive. But what we're able to give you guys is way more value. I'm able to give you guys a machine that can produce way more inputs or way more strengths of ozone than any other machine on the market for the price. We're actually $1,000 cheaper than the next machine, which actually doesn't use 100% quartz glass. It uses ozone resistant material. So, you know, from the first point there, so you're still getting that possibly happening inside of you. Yes, we don't do that, guys. Okay, so we're able to offer you guys an ozone machine that has variable inputs as well. Number 3, are we at number 3 yet? I think we're at number 3 yet. Or this is just another common question. No, it's a common difference, you dummy. Again, I'm gonna be so smart at the end of this video because I've basically destroyed my self-confidence through my own self-talk. At the end of the day, we produce an ozone machine that has variable inputs, and we use 2 ozone cells. This is comparable to what a practitioner of ozone would purchase. These machines cost anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. Yes, they're expensive. Our machine doesn't cost that much, obviously. And we're able to offer this to you guys, giving you guys all these different options in how much ozone output or ozone strength that you will be able to administer to yourself, or if you decide to be an ozone hero, which I highly suggest, you can go and help people with ozone. You can dial things down or crank things up depending upon the person. And as you learn about ozone, you know that this is extremely important. And the thing that I love the most is that everyone is different when it comes to ozone. You're able to do all types of different strengths of ozone, and this is important because we're all different. So by being able to give you guys a variable input, you're able to actually dial your ozone strengths more strategically and able to dial your strengths up if needed or dial them down if needed. Again, you're able to do this, and it's with a machine that's way cheaper than anything else on the market. So the value, that alone is amazing. The other difference, or another difference, is stable ozone output. And the reason why I know people aren't doing this with other ozone machines is because they don't talk about it, because it's expensive. Because what you have to do is you have to measure the ozone output with an ozone measuring device. And we use 3 of them for each one of our machines. The other thing to take into consideration is calibration. Are you gonna get your machine calibrated? What, I gotta get this machine calibrated? Yeah, you do, if you want stable ozone output. And the reason why we talk about being able to offer you guys a machine that has stable ozone output is because we're measuring it with 3 different devices. So we can rest assured you're getting what the chart says. Whatever you're dialing your knobs to and twisting things to get the exact measurement that you want, we know that you're actually getting that measurement. Do you see why this is important as well? I don't see it. You're confusing me. You talk too fast. Okay, let me slow it down a little bit here. If I know I need a specific strength of ozone because I'm following a protocol and I set my device to that specific strength and I'm not actually getting that strength, what can happen, right? Lots can happen. You could have a Herxheimer's because you do too much, or nothing happens because you don't have enough ozone there. So by being able to calibrate our machines with 3 different ozone measuring devices, we're able to be rest assured that you're getting stabilized ozone output. Also, we test each one of our machines for months before we send them out to just make sure that the stabilization of the ozone is happening. That's why we have 2-way wavelengths. Yeah, I know, it sucks. It sucks, you can't just get the machine Amazon primed and you're doing ozone, you're sticking ozone up your butt and you're on your cherry ass way. Cherry ass way, ozone up your butt. That was a good one, right? Okay, bottom line, again, you're getting stable ozone output. It's super important. And I will say again, that every 5 years, we do suggest that you bring your ozone machine to us and we will calibrate it for you in case you've dropped it. Because you know what? When you're an ozone superhero and you're traveling around with your ozone machine from Crucial 4, you wanna make sure that it's still producing the exact ozone output the day you purchased it. And you might have dropped it. You might have banged it against something on your journeys as the ozone superhero. You never know. But this brings me to another difference in our ozone machine. Wow, that was a nice segue. Well, we use an ozone case. No, we don't. We use a Pelican case. Okay, excuse me. We use a Pelican case for the outside of our ozone machine. And the reason why we did that is so that you could be the ozone superhero you knew and know you always were or will be and all that jazz. Yeah, because at the end of the day, the machine could fall. Shit happens, right? Things fall, things break. And by putting a Pelican case around our ozone machine, all the different internal parts are protected way more than anyone else is on the market. So for me, this is a big thumbs up. We want to be able to make sure our machine doesn't break in case something happens. But rest assured, we have a lifetime warranty on our machine. If anything is to happen to it, just send it back to us. Many of you know, we will take care of it for you. All right, another difference. We don't use any internal Chinese parts. So the parts, the most important parts of an ozone machine are the internal parts, the parts that actually create the ozone. And most of these parts come from China. And the reason why we stay away from parts from China is because of lack of quality control. They just don't have facilities in China that really understand quality control. There are very few out there. They don't have that SOP in place. They don't have those measures in place to make sure that the quality is coming out because they're not testing these cells. They're just basically stacking them deep and selling them cheap, right? We don't do that. None of our internal parts come from China. And I want to let you know, most internal parts come from China There's no quality control. You want to be educated, you want to know. And if they try to tell you, oh, it's made in America, it's assembled in America. There's not an ozone machine in the world that's 100% made in America. However, there are machines that don't use internal Chinese parts. That's ours. All right, now, what else? What are some other things and other questions that I get a lot? Oh yeah, you asked me just for what the difference were, and I'm supposed to just tell you those. Okay, so I think I covered it all. You get an ozone machine that has 100% ozone proof parts inside of it, 100% quartz glass, no metal, no stone inside of it. You get a machine that has stabilized ozone output through our measurement of 3 different devices, super important. Oh, you get variable input. What the heck? Another thing that makes it that much different. Yeah, this is important too. And it's not that there's other machines that don't have variable input. It's just those machines cost anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. Yeah, they're made for practitioners. But when I made our ozone machine, I wanted to offer this to you guys because yeah, it costs more money, but at the end of the day, it allows you to be the ozone superhero. We've been mentioning this guy. You're that guy. You can be that guy or gal. And the important part about this, again, is that you can dial in different ozone strengths. That's another difference in ours, but it's not really because there's other machines, again, that are out. There's other machines out there that do this, but they cost way more money than ours. So the value you get with ours is definitely the difference there. You also get an ozone box that is protecting the actual machine, the actual internal parts with the Pelican case. You also get a lifetime warranty. Just want to mention that because that's not really a difference. Everyone claims lifetime warranty nowadays. Really doesn't seem like a big deal. But when you make a really good ozone machine, you know, you want to be able to offer that. And I'm not saying other people don't make good ozone machines. I'm just here telling you guys the difference in ours. You know, another thing though that I really want to mention is that when I was looking to develop an ozone machine, I've been doing ozone for 15 years now. Yeah, I've pretty much known everyone in the game for the past 15 years. And when I decided to develop this machine, I knew exactly who to call, the head ozone scientist who's worked for every ozone company out there. And guess what? He doesn't work for them anymore. You know why? Because they decided to use internal Chinese parts. And probably some other things, like maybe hard to get along with, or money, or God knows what else. But at the end of the day, I knew who to contact, and we've developed the best ozone machine for the best quality, stabilized ozone output, lifetime warranty, 100% quartz crystal glass in the inside, no internal parts from China. Bam! That's our ozone machine, and that's the main difference. So I truly know, I don't believe, I know our ozone machine is the best bang for the buck. Bam! Yes, the best bang for the buck. Because at the end of the day, you're able to get all the value that a high-end machine can give you without compromising the internal parts. What does that mean? It means it's just 100% quartz glass, guys. There's no titanium and there's no ceramic on the inside of our ozone cells. We don't do that. Oh, and we give you 2 cells as well, so you can get that high strength. So if you do decide you want to try to make ozone oil the right way, which is really not that easy to do it the right way, the way Nikola Tesla did, you can actually still do that. And we do have a few people that actually do that. And they dedicate their ozone machine specifically for making ozone olive oil. But anyways, that's not what this video is really about. I just wanted to tell you about the difference with our ozone machine. And I think we're doing a sale or something like that. Yes, I'm giving you the best value and I'm gonna give you a sale. Look, I do this every year with the ozone because I truly believe everyone needs an ozone machine in their house. They need to learn how to use ozone. Out of all the different tools out there, from the red light therapy to the thing that shakes you like this, to the thing you stick up your nose, to the thing you stick in your armpit, to the patches that you stick on, to all the weird biohacking crap that I think is just a big waste of your flipping money, ozone is not. Because at the end of the day, oxygen utilization is the key to overall health and well-being. And as a society, as a world phenomenon, where our bodies aren't able to utilize oxygen properly. And when you look at the root cause of all issues in the body, it's the body not being able to utilize oxygen properly. Now, we can sit there and say it's this vitamin and it's this toxic element and blah, blah, blah. And yes, those are factors, and especially like with stress and all this stuff. But when you look at all of those things, those variables or those factors that are destroying people's health and well-being, regardless of what it is, it's the body's inability to utilize oxygen properly. Ozone therapy is the only therapy that can help increase your oxygen utilization without oxidizing you. Okay, so there's 3 therapies, oxidative therapies out there. There's hydrogen peroxide therapy, there's hyperbaric, and there's ozone. Ozone cannot oxidize you. Ozone is a dipolar molecule, and it cannot oxidize any aqueous solution above the pH of 8. So obviously if our pH went above 8, we would die, right? And so ozone is the only therapy that cannot oxidize you. However, it can speed up your metabolic processes so much that you detox too fast if you've done too much or you do too high of a strength. Unlike hyperbaric oxygen and hydrogen therapy, or H2O, hydrogen peroxide therapy, these can oxidize you and these can harm you. Now, these are still great therapies to do, but if you do too much, then it can hurt you really bad. And I'm not saying that if you do too much ozone, it can't hurt you. You'll actually just detox it out and then you'll kind of have like a flu for a few days, but it doesn't harm you like these other therapies do, which is another reason why I opt for ozone therapy. And again, the number one way to use ozone is rectal insufflation, guys. It's just the number one therapy out there. It's 99.5 as effective as autohemotherapy. What the hell? They don't know what autohemotherapy is? Well, I'm about to tell you. Autohemotherapy is where they stick a needle inside your arm, they pump out your blood, they ozone it. If you're lucky, they put it through ultraviolet light and then they pump it back into you. And that shit is awesome. I love it. But it's invasive. You get poked with a needle. You can't do that every day. You can do an ozone insufflation protocol. You can do a 3-week protocol. You can do that every day. Now that's a protocol. That's not something you do all the time. My point in case being is if we're trying to optimize our body's ability to utilize oxygen, we want to be able to get our own machine and use it for home use, because the name of the game is low and slow. The tortoise wins the oxygen utilization race, not the hare. So you don't want to blast ozone. You don't want to do super high strength from the beginning. You want to go low and slow. All right, guys, my name is Charles Barber. I'm the founder and formulator at Crucial FOUR and Crucial FOUR Farms. And I am so elated to be able to offer this information about our ozone machine to you guys. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything you just want to get off your chest, put it down below. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos on YouTube this year. It's part of my New Year's resolution. So if you've got any more ideas or videos you want me to do, let me know and I'll get those shot. God bless everyone, and I hope you guys are off to a phenomenal 2024.